Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Horror Appraisal.
I'm Evan.
I am Sam, and you all requested that you even voted. You wanted us to do our favorite 10 horror films.
Mm-hmm. Now, I just want to be completely honest. I went into this kind of with an attitude of, what are the horror films that I have the most fun with? Mm-hmm. And Sam and I were discussing, like, we did our 64 film face-off recently, and that's where we tried to kind of suss out what is the best film out of all of these. And this the way I made my personal list is I just wanted to do films that I had a lot of fun watching. Some of them you guys might have never even discussed on our channel. So
well, yeah, these are the films that I put in before I'm getting ready to go to bed. These are the films that I'm like, here's a fun horror movie, and these are like my go-to horror films that I watch over and over.
And the movies that, like, if someone hasn't seen a horror film or one on the list, I'm like, oh, dude, you've got to watch it. So that's my criteria. So this might be a little unorthodox list, but it's going to be fun.
We haven't told each other what these are.
Yeah, I made mine. He made his. I've got no idea what he's going to say.
So we're going to start off with honorable mentions because we can't ever do anything just 5 or 10.
All right. Who's going to go first?
You go for it.
I was hoping we could, like, rock, paper, scissors.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Good old rock. Nothing beats rock. Oh.
Yeah. What? So.
Does that mean you go first?
Well, yeah. Paper covers rock.
I was gonna say if you won, that means
steam shovel crushes rock. I don't know.
Dynamite.
Yeah, whatever. All right. So my honorable mention is a film that I think is just a truly, truly fun film. It's actually based on a book, but as far as a great story to see visually and that's really fun for me, it's a film starring Bruce Campbell, directed by Don Coscarelli, and it is the wonderful film Bubba Hotep, in which Bruce Campbell plays an aging Elvis impersonator in an old folks home, but from the story point of view, where we're really exploring it, we actually discovered that he actually is Elvis, and this was actually Ozzie Davis's last role too. He and Ozzie Davis, who plays JFK, if you can wrap your mind around that one, battle a mummy. This movie is just got a lot of character, and it's got a lot of Don Coscarelli-isms that are found in some of his films. I think some of Don Coscarelli's comedic timing is pretty fluid throughout all of his movies. And also, too, we've got, of course, a great insect effect and everything, too. This movie has a lot of heart, and it's just a lot of fun. Bubba Hotep.
Great movie, man. Great pick.
That's my honorable mention.
My honorable mention, you know how I feel about this film.
Okay.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That is my honorable mention.
Okay.
I go to it all the time if I need something really enjoyable to watch before I go to bed. Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
The only reason I have trouble with that one for my list is like I said, you took a different direction I did. So I'm thinking like funner movies, and Nightmare on Elm Street 2 just makes me so nervous. Like, it's such a scary film. It's so good.
Tell us your number 10.
All right. My number 10 film as far as enjoyable films, I'm sorry I'm kind of crossing them off here because I made up my list and I remade it and I changed stuff.
You guys know what it's like to make these lists.
Number 10 is a newer film that pays homage to a lot of horror movies from the past, a lot of horror staples. And I went and saw this film just because I heard on the radio, yeah, go watch it, but it's definitely not what you think. And I just had absolutely the most fun watching this movie. It's Cabin in the Woods. Of course, these what is like cooler than like seeing all these people like bet on the teenagers like finding out like the teenagers determining their own method of destruction. And it's got speaking of funny, most of the ones on my list are more comedic movies. This movie is hysterical.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah, it's very funny, but it's a really good blend. Plus, it's got Sigourney Weaver in it at the end. She's still hot as ever. So, Cabin in the Woods, number 10 for me.
Number 10 for me is one of those movies I'm really fond of. Kind of stepped on it later in life and picked up my first purchase of it was like, oh, I might as well take a dive and buy a $40 copy of it. I'd never seen it before. Dario Argento, Suspiria. That is one of those movies I love to look at. The lighting is so smooth and terrifying.
It's such a pretty movie,
what a
too.
Great movie.
It's coming to Blu-ray soon.
Yeah.
So,
at
least over here.
I try to recommend people that that movie is scary, but it's also just very artful.
That's another film that actually really kind of makes me nervous too. Like I can't watch movies that make me nervous by myself. I'm high strung enough as it is. So, that's more of a group activity for me. But so that brings us to number 9. I've got another kind of modern classic on my number 9. It's another really great fun movie. I think a lot of you enjoy it as well. It's Shaun of the Dead. It's
Yeah.
it was made at a time, what was it, like 2003, 2004, somewhere around there, where zombie films, of course, were everywhere again, and this was really kind of one of the first. It's a perfect blend of, it's a spoof movie, but it also has kind of its own take on everything.
It's very serious.
Too. Yeah, it's kind of both, and that's what I think Shaun of the Dead really does a great job blending. So, Shaun of the Dead.
Number 9 for me. You all know how much we love this film from the 80s. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter films of all time. It's Halloween at the Sea, pretty much. It's The Fog.
Yeah.
Because of how it looks, because of the music, because of the just overall aura of the film. It's one of the most... it is the best ghost story, in my opinion, and I just love the campfire kind of
I
thing.
agree.
It really... I pop that in before I go to bed, and I'm just like...
When I was a kid, it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What's that bring us to? Number 8?
Yeah, number 8.
So my number 8 film is, like I said, I'm doing fun movies, but this is a good blend. Number 8 is my favorite vampire film of all time. It's Fright Night.
Fright Night.
Because come on, that is an awesome freaking movie. Not only is it an homage to great Hammer films and everything, it's a good take on especially it's such an homage to 80s pop culture now and everything. It's a movie that definitely screams 80s.
If you haven't seen Fright Night, man, check it out.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's got the greatest house in all of moviedom.
Great cast.
And they did a remake of it, and they make it like a regular suburban house or anything. What an idiot idea. I haven't seen the remake, so maybe I shouldn't say anything. I won't see the remake.
My number 8. First time I saw this was on USA Up All Night.
Up All Night.
My mom was asleep. I was probably 12. That's the number that I go to when I say this. This movie terrified me. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get in my bed. I couldn't sit in a chair alone. I didn't know what to do with myself. It's Hellraiser. Clive Barker, he went with this movie in this horrible tone. It's just real visceral. I think you guys know. I've talked to this movie about this movie. I love it because it scares me, because it makes me sick to look at. I look at the house and it's just disgusting and filthy, and that really translates. I feel like I picture this transient kind of atmosphere, and it's just...
Seems he'd captured a transient and done things with his skin. Anyway, sorry. But all right, so what number was that?
You are now on number 7.
All right, so my number 7, going with fun movies. Now, like I said, I wasn't necessarily going for the best films, especially since this movie has lost to another film of its genre. Number 7 for me is An American Werewolf in London. I actually recently rewatched this after a couple of years. I just rewatched it about a week ago. Boy, I had a fun time watching it. It's an hysterical movie. It's very fun. Of course, it's directed by John Landis, who's directed many comedies and everything. I don't know, did the man ever direct a movie that didn't have a huge car pile up? I think not.
Twilight Zone.
There was probably something that happened in cars.
Well, the helicopter crashed and cut a guy's head off for real.
Yeah, but that wasn't in the movie. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, American Werewolf in London. It's got such great. It does. We feel that The Howling, of course, is a better werewolf film. But I have to say, as
this
far
is
as
taking academics out of it.
But as far as effects go, oh man, they're so cool to look at. His friend who's slowly decomposing over time. It's got great makeup that Rick Baker did.
It's such a good ghost story.
It is. Like I said, we've said that it really feels like a ghost story. So, American Werewolf in London.
My number 7.
American Werewolf in London.
My number 7 is a movie that I didn't like so much the first time I saw it. Because I saw the director's cut, and it was so much slower.
I know what it is.
But this movie, I think, is also fun, but also very dark.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn of the Dead. Mm-hmm. My God, I can't tell you how many times I've woken up to
Mind the gut.
I've woke up so many times to the menu of this DVD going, don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fall asleep to it all the time. I love it.
That is a fun movie. Yeah. But it's also like I said, for me, that movie makes me nervous, man. That movie makes me. I was just talking about that movie with someone today who's never seen it, so I'm gonna show that to one of my buddies.
What a good movie.
Upcoming this week.
I see you.
Chocolate Man. Anyway, what was that, 6? My number 6 is like I said, I just keep getting funner and funner, and he just keeps getting more scary and serious. My number 6 is Evil Dead 2.
Oh, what a fun zany movie.
Because what says more fun? I actually, Army of Darkness was close to being on this list.
Oh god, that's a great movie. Yeah.
Over Evil Dead 2 as far as, but as far as like, because Evil Dead 2 is still more true to the core of what we get with the Evil Dead series, you know, zaniness and everything else, and you know, it's really when Ash comes into his own as a hero, I feel, as opposed to, he does some cool stuff in 1, but Evil Dead 2 is the one that everyone knows him for. And come on, that movie's so fun, especially the scene in the tool shed where Linda's corpse comes in and he knocks the chainsaw back with the crowbar, and like it goes in her, and like she's like, so she's hitting him, like you can tell it's just a guy with the puppet on a stick, like hitting Bruce like Campbell with it. It's, I love that.
Yeah, it's
so
a great scene. All right,
so we're halfway through now.
All right, my number 6. It is my favorite vampire film. It is zany. It is Fright Night.
Oh, okay. I knew we were gonna get a
number 6.
I knew we were gonna at least have 1 or 2 that were the same.
So
that's
yeah,
cool.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
We've said all we can say about that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. So that takes us to number 5.
Have you done? Yeah.
See, I thought like you were supposed to go first. Okay, well, whatever.
You went first. Remember, you won.
Oh, okay, sure, whatever. So yeah, so number 5. Number 5 for me is, I can't remember what year this film was made. I do believe it's late 80s, mid 80s. But man, there is nothing like my number 5. Imagine, if you will, an evil intergalactic fast food corporation. And what is the next hot ticket? What is the next thing that they can sell the universe for deliciousness? It's us. Welcome to Peter Jackson's Bad Taste. I love Bad Taste. Bad Taste, of course, follows a group of New Zealand special agents.
Yeah.
Me too. But
that's Dead Alive.
Well, whatever, same thing. But it follows them trying to thwart this alien invasion, and of course, it's just got blood and guts and gore and
vomit drinking.
The movie makes me sick. And it's got that great scene at the end where the ship, the house is the ship, and it's taking off, and it rolls like the lawn rolls up under it like it's carpet. And I loved that effect. It's very simple, but it was very cool. That movie to me is just one of the epitomes of fun.
What a crazy movie.
Yeah. So that was number 5 for me, was Bad Taste.
Number 5 for me. Again, a movie that I can't help but recommend to others. I feel like it is a romp. It's not funny in any way, but I feel like if you get together and have some beers, you can have a lot of fun watching it.
Oh God!
It is, in my opinion, the most serious of all horror films.
Oh.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh man!
What a terrifying film!
Yeah.
And nothing gets more real for me than this movie, because I love it. Like it's that movie that makes me sick, but I can also watch it a lot.
Yeah.
And I love the way it ends unresolved. Like when she's being taken away in the truck, and you don't really know if it's one of the friends of the family taking her.
Yeah.
And she's just being taken to some more torture. So yeah, I love that movie, and I love to recommend it to others.
Yeah. Yeah. True dat. So 4 for me. Is another fun movie, and it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because the buzz is back, man, and plus you have even more in-depth character studies of the family. You know, of course, one of the roles changed, you know, with Bill Moseley taking on the role of not Chrome Dome, what's he called? Chop Top, Chrome Dome, Chop Top, whatever. But man, that movie is so much fun, and that's a movie that from the very beginning scene where Leatherface is wearing the dude as a puppet while they're driving the van and catching up with that guy in the sports car, and he's like slicing open like the convertible top, I think he is.
Yeah.
Man, that movie's awesome. And like I said, it's got some very over the top performances, which to me does make things pretty fun.
That's one of my favorite horror films.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys haven't checked that one out, it's insane.
Yeah.
So do it.
Yeah. All right, so my number 4 is also kind of a movie that didn't mean to be funny, but I remember when I first started watching this movie, I would sit around and kind of have friends together, and we would stay up all night and watch it and make fun of its hilarity. But also, it's a very scary film in a lot of ways, and it is The Evil Dead.
course.
It's great. I mean, just the love and energy and pain and blood that literally went into the movie.
You can feel that watching Evil Dead, definitely.
It's a labor of just toiling. I mean, they went so far in it, they had to get it right. I feel like it wasn't one of those things that they really enjoyed making after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when they
well,
were
probably not.
when they were in year 3 of being in the cold with dried corn syrup on their clothing. I mean, yeah. Anyway, Evil Dead. That's my number 4.
Get down there.
So what do you got for your number 3, man?
All right, so my number 3 is a movie that if you didn't see when you were a kid, man, do I feel sorry for you, because it was one of the movies that just fed my imagination of how cool horror movies could be, and of course it was very fun. It has just absolutely something in it for everyone. It's the Monster Squad.
Yes. Monster Squad.
Yeah, of course. What's going to be better than like a cool team of like all the Universal classic monsters, and you have these cool kids, and they're trying to thwart it, and it's just Monster Squad was one of those films that I don't know if they realized how good of a film they were making at the time.
I don't know, because he made House before that.
Yeah, I liked House, but whatever.
Man, that is a great movie.
Yeah.
My number 3 is a movie that I have a lot of fun with. Also scared me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Freddy.
Of course.
And
of course.
I've fallen asleep a lot to this movie.
I actually have too, to be honest.
Like, I don't know. You all know how we feel about that. It won a couple videos for us.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. So my number 2 film is my favorite zombie movie of all time. Like I said, I was going for fun movies here, and of course it is Reanimator.
Great movie.
Starring Jeffrey Combs, Bruce Abbott, Barbara Crampton, David Gale. It's not exactly.
You said it's your favorite zombie movie, right?
Yeah. So, the thing is, sorry, the dog toy squeaked and I lost my train of thought. But with Reanimator, like, H.P. Lovecraft has had a lot of material turned into films, and they're not always trying to be like absolutely pure retellings, which I think is okay, because it's allowed. A lot of people have had a lot of fun with H.P. Lovecraft material.
I think one of the worst examples of H.P. Lovecraft turned into a movie is Necronomicon. You ever seen that movie?
I did. Actually, it's actually the same people who produced it and everything.
Yeah.
But
there are other really great.
Yeah, but Reanimator. Oh my God, Reanimator's just fun because of the characters in it. I mean, most of the films that I've named, I really just have an affinity for certain characters. I love the dynamic between Dr. Herbert West and Dr. Hill, these two great nemeses of science and everything. I love the scene where he takes his noggin off by scooping it up with a shovel and everything. That's awesome. And plus, it's got a guy holding his own severed head, kissing this woman, getting ready to go downtown Julie Brown.
Poor Barbara Crampton.
And there's scenes where he's holding his head, and you can tell that David Gale is just on his knees behind a. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's so much
fun.
fun.
It is a fun movie.
And Jeffrey Combs is just absolutely makes that movie burn with awesomeness.
I think it's everybody.
I love Reanimator. Reanimator was one of the first films you and I watched, actually. I couldn't wait to invite you. After we became friends, I said, you got to come over to my house. I got this new DVD.
Other than Evil Dead and Total Recall, we watched those together.
Yeah. But
that was your number 2?
That's my number 2, sir.
My number 2 is The Monster Squad.
Okay.
My number 2 favorite horror film is The Monster Squad. My God, I toiled and searched and always tried to make sure I got that copy from the video store.
We had it at Kroger, and I had to always rent it.
When it was released recently, it made my day.
Mm-hmm.
It made my millennium. It was the best thing ever, because I was finally able to own it and watch it legally. And not have a ripped off copy.
Yeah. It took them forever to release The Monster Squad and Flash Gordon again on DVD.
It's like they knew that we wanted it, because they released them both together. It was crazy.
Like, there's a printing of Flash Gordon, you could find it for like $150 on DVD.
I think it was on tape.
I don't remember. We looked for it on Amazon back in the early 2000s. and eBay.
Yeah.
But all right.
What's your number one? I know what your number one
yes,
is.
you do.
I know
Of
what
course
your number
you
one is.
do. My number one is the movie that I have the most fun with. I was pretty excited since we recently did a review for it, and it is Creepshow, directed by George Romero and written by George Romero and Stephen King. And like I said, it's got a billion people from horror in it. Man, I talked myself silly over Creepshow last week when we did our review for it. So
yeah, watch our review.
I just want to let it speak for itself. Creepshow is just this fun, colorful, awesome movie that really, especially as a child, just pulls you in to horror movies, because it definitely did for me. I couldn't wait. It was one of my first horror films, and it's still one of my all-time, and still, you know, as far as the enjoyable ones, if someone says, I've never seen that, that's the one I get the most excited for to show somebody for the first time. Creepshow.
If you can guess my number one,
okay,
I will give you a movie on my shelf.
Your number one is Halloween.
Okay, I'll give you a movie off my shelf.
Sweet! Yes, I knew it! Woo!
Yeah, you get to keep it now. I can't wait.
Awesome. Wait, but I get to pick the movie, right?
No.
Damn it! All right.
Halloween is my favorite movie. I've fallen asleep to it more times than I can count. I can watch it over and over. It is the crispest, cleanest looking.
God, it is. It's a beautiful
movies.
Film, even on DVD.
It's so dark, but you can see everything. Like it's so everything is dark, but you can see it all. And God, the way that mask just pops out of the dark, he is so scary. I think Michael Myers is like the best slasher ever. And
I agree, because Michael Myers. You know, if we're talking about if we're just doing straight masked slashers, that Michael Myers is king. Nobody.
He's got style.
Nope. Absolutely, he's got class.
Yeah,
he really does. I mean,
it's a black tie affair for him.
Dude, that was a great way to put it. I agree completely. So, you know, these two lists you and I had, they were quite different. Like I said, I didn't really know what to expect, because I think it's really cool that we kind of went for two different approaches. Like I said, I did fun films that I would watch just at the drop of a hat, like with another person, especially if they hadn't seen them.
Mine were too. Like these are movies I would watch.
Sure. I don't necessarily am saying that these are the top 10 best ones. I don't mean that by
we took all academia out of it. All
yeah,
I'm tired of analyzing for the moment.
Yeah, that's why Bubba Hotep made my honorable mention. So I'll tell you what. Why don't I'll read mine first. Let's revisit it real quick. We'll just go straight through it. You first or me?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. My honorable mention was Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going first through all of them. I crossed mine out. Why don't you just read all yours and I'll read mine?
My honorable mention was A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. My number 10 was Suspiria. My number 9 was The Fog. 8 was Hellraiser. Number 7 was Dawn of the Dead. 6 was Fright Night. Number 5 was The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Oh man.
The Evil Dead was number 4. Number 3 was A Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 2 was Monster Squad. And number 1 was Halloween.
That's a great list. And boy, I'm going to tell you right now, this guy is all class compared to my list. It's kind of like your list is a really fine port, and I'm like Boone's Farm a little bit. Because like I said, I just kind of went for fun.
Kool-Aid with like a drop of alcohol.
Yeah. So my honorable mention was Bubba Hotep. My number 10 was Cabin in the Woods. My number 9 was Shaun of the Dead. Number 8 was Fright Night. Number 7, An American Werewolf in London. Number 6, Evil Dead 2. Number 5 was Bad Taste. Number 4 was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I almost said Czechoslovakian. Number 3 was Monster Squad. Number 2, Reanimator. And number 1, Creepshow.
I'm actually really surprised I put Fright Night higher than you.
Me too. I don't know.
I like
you could ask us to do this again tomorrow and we'd come up with a completely different list.
You know, I wanted to put TCM2 on here. I had it at number 12.
I'm surprised yours wasn't. I'm surprised it wasn't on there for you.
I had all kinds of crazy movies on here, and I had like 20 movies listed. And
I almost put Prey on here. Just because we're going for fun movies.
Prey is not really that fun.
I haven't seen it in years. I haven't. All right. So, well, you know, what movie do I get?
I will show you.
I guessed a movie. So I'm going to be awarded a movie now. What is it going to be? You son of a bitch. This shouldn't count because this is mine.
But it's on my shelf.
It's because I left it here because it sucks. You see what it is? You see what it is? Why did you make this, Dario Argento? This is the worst piece of filth. I ordered this when it was brand new.
I went on a rant on this when I got the DVD in a horror block.
You did, didn't you?
You were
like, oh. Yeah, Dracula 3D. Well, thanks, Sam. So that's great.
So you guys are in the process of voting right now for what we should do next. Our next series, we always have to see. We have a series going, and we also do like individual reviews while we're doing that.
And I have some ideas for the next individual reviews, and I think you do too.
Yeah. Make sure you vote in our poll on Twitter. It's up for 7 days.
Is it really?
Yeah. And do you want us to do the top 5 for each year of the 1970s or the top 5 for each year of the 1990s? You can comment below, but it only really counts if you go to Twitter and vote on it. So that's how we see it. Make sure you subscribe, like, watch our friends that also comment on here. They get great videos.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, it's just a fun little thing to do and talk about real quick.
Yeah.
So happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
It's just a few days away. Thanks a lot. That was enlightening.
It was.
Like I said, we just took you and I just took such different approaches. All right. Well,
I'm Sam.
I'm Evan.
Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.